Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is a beautiful, almost February day here in Minneapolis and St. Paul. We are coming to you live for another busy webinar, or if we are on tape and you're viewing this on YouTube and several days later, then welcome and great to see you again as well. So my name is Trigby. I'm the Director of Buzz Development here at BusyWeb. We are going to give this just a minute or two to make sure that everybody can catch up. And for those who are coming on a few minutes late, then they won't miss anything. So today we're going to be talking about email marketing trends of 2018. We're going to be going over a great presentation and some tips and tricks that we got from our friends at Constant Contact, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But I personally am having a bit of a rough week. It's a Super Bowl week here in Minneapolis, so there's all sorts of people who are asking all sorts of questions, basically how to get to the Mall of America. And then also on a personal note, I dropped my phone in my dog's water bowl this morning, so I have to go to an Apple store. But unfortunately, literally every Apple store, and there are 5 here in the Twin Cities, are all filled with appointments and for the next 5 days. So it's going to be a little hard for me as somebody who uses my phone constantly on a daily basis to do what I need to do without one. So hopefully I'll be able to figure something. But I am unfortunately thinking that I'm going to be leaving here and going to sit in a mall quietly waiting for my turn to be called until somebody can help me. So we're going to give this just another minute or two. Typically what happens when I do these things is I wait till about 4 minutes after the hour to really get started on the crux of things, because I want to make sure that anybody who's coming in late have the opportunity to not miss anything. And then usually when I do that, another 10 or so people show up. So we're expecting quite a heady crowd today. So I want to make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to join in. So if you've just joined us, or if you've wondered who this rambling guy is, my name is Trigby. I'll be your host today. We are going to be talking about what we here at BusyWeb see as email marketing trends of 2018 and how you are going to want to change some of your marketing and how we're changing our clients' marketing in order to see fit. So my clock says it is 3 minutes past the hour, so I'm going to give this about another 30 seconds before we truly get started. So hopefully you're going to be able to get to a good Super Bowl party this weekend. I have a 3-year-old, so I think in my house we are not so much looking forward to the Super Bowl as we are looking forward to Puppy Bowl 14, which is on the Animal Planet, which is, if you haven't seen it, it's really quite a hoot. It's literally 4 hours of puppies playing on a football field. So it's super fun. So we're going to go ahead and get started because Jenna hasn't knocked on the door and told me that I've broken anything. So that means that I should be good to go. So a couple of administrative notes before I really get started. Here is my information. If you would like to reach out, if you have a question after the fact, if you want a copy of the deck and my notes, I'm more than happy to share that. More than happy to give that to you. Just reach out. If I say something that's particularly funny that you'd like to compliment me on, or if you just want to share this presentation with somebody else, that'd be great. This will automatically get posted to our YouTube channel as soon as I'm done here today. So you'll be able to pick it up and see it as soon as we're done. So, and then there's unfortunately kind of an older picture of me. Who are we here at BusyWeb? We are a full-service digital marketing agency handling everything under the sun, from email marketing, social media marketing, search engine optimization, website development, growing client leads, making clients more money. That's a veritable poo-poo platter of everything that we do, but it is a fun group of people that we work with. We are officed in a suburb called Champlin, which is about 15 minutes outside of downtown Minneapolis. Here are some examples of some of the favorite clients that we've done work for over the past, including our own website. You can see Jenna there. If you are interested, this is probably going to be the last time I'm really going to plug our services. But if you're interested in learning more about digital marketing, please feel free and reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to have a conversation with you about what you need and how you need to help with some growth strategies in 2018. So, all right, so let's truly get started. In an ever-growing and ever-changing digital world, owners find that it is imperative that we need to grow and change with it. So first question I want to ask of you today is, what changes are you seeing in your customer behavior? How are they evolving? A lot of times they might not be evolving at all, but a lot of times they'll be evolving in new and interesting ways. So we're seeing a lot of very similar behaviors here at BusyWeb that are across a number of different industries. In fact, in 2018, we're seeing these relationships and these trends advance even more before. So a couple of things stick out as what customers are truly wanting to see in 2018. So number one, they're looking for deeper and more meaningful relationships, yet at the same time, they also want more interactive and immediate impressions with your business. And finally, they also really want to have messages and content that are personalized specifically to them. No more current resident or hey, first name kind of things. They want the wow, that's just what I needed when I needed it reaction. So unfortunately, this seems a little counterintuitive because really what we're doing is building a connection that feels like you're face-to-face, but we're doing so digitally. So that's why today we're going to talk about these three trends that are going to help you foster this type of relationship with your audience and really help you reimagine your digital and email marketing efforts for 2018. So the three trends I'm going to talk about today are using data to learn more about your audience interest and create relevant content. Then we're going to talk about how to use that data to personalize your messages so they get that quote made just for me feeling. And then finally, we are going to automate these messages to save you time and resources, because really what we need to be doing is out dealing with our customers, but we need to look like we're communicating immediately and effectively within our audience. Okay, let's break these down. So first, we're going to talk about the data one. So there's no shortage of data that's available these days. In fact, most people get completely overwhelmed by the amount of data, and you get back to that old axiom of that you can tell any story you want if you have enough statistics. So access isn't really a problem. It's making sense of all that data in a way that actually is truthful and beneficial to your business. That's the most important thing. It also goes well beyond opens and clicks throughs to things like actions and interests. So let's take a look at some of the data available to you that are going to help you understand who your best customers are. And then in turn, what will happen is this will help you create carefully crafted messages to them based on what you know about them. So first is open rates. Open rates helps you know who opens your email, and it'll identify which of those contacts of yours are active and engaged. It really, what it does is it reflects whether or not your current content is relevant, and it also tells you whether or not you're sending at a time or date that is relevant for your audience and if they're receptive to hearing from you. So I can drill into even more detail with those who open the email by taking a look at the click-through rates. So this is going to tell me of those who open the email who is paying attention to my calls to action, which is a fancy way of saying I'm asking my audience to do something. What am I asking them to do? The marketing speak for that is call to action. So we know that those people who are clicking are paying attention to the call to action, or that they're ready to take an action. And it even tells us if they're more tolerant of receiving more information about that particular topic that they clicked on. So the converse of that is that the did not opens, or the contacts that are more dormant on your list, can tell you a number of things as well. So what that list will tell you is those people who maybe are tired or feel over communicated with on your list. It could mean that they prefer to get their main source of communication with your business to come from another channel, maybe. or try something new or different, or it could simply mean that you're sending the wrong day or week or wrong time of day, and that you just need to do a little further testing. So one of the big pitfalls that we see here at BusyWeb is when sending emails, you need to create content about what what we see our customers deal with really is when you make content, you need to create content not based on what you want, rather than what your recipients want. So you want to make sure that you are making a strategy about what your customers want. It gives you a great edge on how you need to gain that interest back, and it gives you better results for your business. So let's take a look about how we can use that information in more personalized content. So personalizing messages means that each content can create sort of a daunting task. So you don't need to copy and paste and send each additional email. So it doesn't mean that you're spending a lot of time crafting different emails with different messages to different lists. If you're anything like me, you probably go to that, oh, is this really necessary place? The answer is yes, it absolutely is necessary, but keep in mind it doesn't mean the extra time and resources. So let me show you how. 52% of all consumers say they'll switch to a different brand if there's not an effort to send personalized content. 45% of those online shoppers are more likely to shop content that is relevant and personalized to them, and you'll see higher opens and click-throughs. 29% higher in readability, 41% in more action taken. If you personalize your message, I don't know about you, but that really seems like it's worth the effort to me if we can get those kind of results. So if you don't want to spend extra time creating personalized content, that's okay. Don't stress. I do have a couple of tips for you that I'm going to share. So first, try personalizing your message with details about your contact. So you can collect these contact details with some of the list growth tools that Constant Contact has, like a ClickUp pop-up form, which collects statistically about 13% more than any time of form. Or you can use an inline embed form, which is this middle one, or even use a specific landing page. So all the forms in an email service provider like Constant Contact are completely customizable with the contact details you want to include in an email. So from there, you can create an email that allows you to talk to your reader like you would if you were standing right in front of you using those detailed placeholders. So you want the conversion to seem personal. In fact, personalized emails improve click-through rates by as much as 14%. So it's a great way to catch your reader's attention. So the first way to personalize the email is by using a greeting tag to address the reader by name. The greeting tag makes each individual person feel that they're valued because it adds their names when the email is sent. You can see on this email that I have here, it says hello first name. The greeting tag is that first name. So it's in brackets, which is actually a computer message to say, hey, fill in somebody's first name here. So that first part I just said. Second part is to use contact details to personalize as well. So the example I have here on screen with the yoga studio, it's Monday's class time, Wednesday's class time details. So this kind of reminds my contact that they've registered for this particular class and when it's held. So when the email sends, it'll add that name that's stored for the recipient's class information in the contact database. So I also encourage you to add a text box at the very top of your email. It's what's called the pre-header text. So what that is used for is if your email service provider or your email client doesn't always allow photos, you still want to have a great opportunity to have some messaging there. So this text line actually displays right box. So it's really an extension of your subject line to entice your audience to open the email. So it's about 5 to 8 words, and you want to be strategic with it because different email clients and mobile devices have different character limits. So many of our customers see success when they put this in. It's a nifty little tool with a greeting or, again, personalized contact details. So it's a great way to catch your reader's attention. So the other thing that you can use is click segmentation to merge contacts based off their click behavior. So I'm going to show you in a later time, we'll schedule a live demonstration, but if you're building an email, you're given the capability to enable click segmentation, meaning as soon as somebody clicks on a link that they're merged into an interest list specific to that topic, which is a really cool functionality, which I think is awesome. So once these contacts are saved to their own list, then you can create one email with the same message, saving you time and effort. So you simply copy the email, modify the verbiage used for the appropriate audience, and then you schedule the send. So I have on screen here 3 different emails for Hearts and Tails Animal Rescue. So we know that based on click segmentation and based on really inventory of the 3 main animals of dogs, birds, and cats, we want to show the people who are interested in getting an email about dogs that they get that email. If they're interested in adopting a bird, they get a bird email. And if they're interested in a cat email, then they get a cat email. I personally am a cat guy myself, but that's really neither here nor there. So other ways to personalize, there's so many different tools out there. I put up a bunch on screen here that small business owners are using to kind of run their business, and there's a great amount of integration that can be done. So are you using any of these things like Shopify or Google or Salesforce or even a WordPress site? Do these tools share and integrate with your email service provider? If it doesn't, you really should look at changing. But if it does, then that's great because it helps you mold your communication strategy to those consumers. And even more importantly with that is it gives you the opportunity to have one less thing to deal with. So if all your tools are working together, then you've created a nice strategy together of all of the tools functioning as a sort of little Santa's elves and helping you and not harming you by having you have to duplicate efforts. So there's a great way that we can personalize. It saves a little time, but I want to talk about what I think is the biggest time saver of all, which is automating personalized messages. And I'm a sucker for this when I get this. So what I'm going to sort of integrate, I'm sort of going to use 2 phrases sort of simultaneously. I'm going to talk about an autoresponder, but I'm also going to talk about a drip campaign. It's basically 6 in one and half dozen in the other. It's really kind of the difference between soda and pop. So a drip campaign is a campaign that allows you to create a series of automated emails that are triggered whenever a new contact joins your mailing list. So using a tool that helps you do this helps to introduce your contacts to your organization, helps build your relationship by keeping them engaged immediately. So what it's designed to do is help you to communicate with specific new subscribers on specific lists. So when a contact joins the list that I've got here, they've got a series of emails that go out every 6 days or 5 days or whatever I want that can automatically show them the information I want to show them based on the list that they've joined. So you also have the option to include the existing contacts on your list so that nobody actually misses out. So there are a couple of different types of automated emails. There's welcome emails. There's an autoresponder series, which is the same thing as a drip campaign, and birthday or anniversary emails. So welcome emails are great automated emails that get triggered when a subscriber signs up to one of your email lists. So it's a great tool to have in place to greet new subscribers and automatically validate that they made a good decision by giving you a piece of information. Next, an autoresponder series, again, that's the same thing as a drip campaign, allows you to create a sequence of personalized emails that are sent after a subscriber joins a particular list. So if you've got content that you want to share with your contacts in a specific order for a specific period of time, then a drip campaign is perfect for you. So, and then finally, birthday or anniversary emails. These are useful for sending annual date-based reminders like coupons or membership renewals without having to create a new email every single month. The trick there is you have to make sure that the data up front is correct. So if your data is not right, it's really not going to work. So I want to talk about a particular client that we've dealt with before, and kind of show you how this works in real time. So this is a client called Jack's Barbecue, Jack's Backyard Barbecue, and it's known for really good food, but Jack wanted his customers to know that they had more than just a really good dining experience. So when somebody shows an interest in Jack's emails, how this breaks down is that once they sign up for the list, they automatically get a thank you email, and then they get a coupon for a free appetizer. Then he sends some secret family recipes and cooking tips. And if you're really interested in that, you get exclusive invites to a subscriber-only event. And then he's also added click segmentation to each of those emails so that he knows when somebody clicks a particular recipe, they're more likely interested in other recipes, and then adds them to the recipe list. Or in his case, he's also got pork and beef. So if you're really into pork ribs or beef ribs, he's even got it down that far. So, and this is all things that we that got set up for him. So this is another marketing firm that we sort of created for the purposes of learning here. So it's a marketing business-to-business consulting firm. So they want to send a welcome email to those who show interest in their services. And so just as a point of interest, if you've dealt with us here at BusyWeb, we have a number of these services in place. So the same email prompts potential clients to take an initial survey, which provides the consulting firm with more information about what that particular client needs. So the next triggered email thanks them for completing the survey, and then it gives them a video for the client to learn more about the company, which hopefully provides a bit of a rapport with the business. So after learning what you can get from them, then the company segments their audience to different lists. So for example, people who want social media hints and tips, which then triggers a hints and tips newsletter to help better educate their clients. So you can see how this really gets down into the nitty gritty, and you can personalize using this click segmentation feature in a pretty heavy way. So one last one, Sierra's Race is a nonprofit organization. They wanted to send out a save the date asking then people to participate in their fun run a couple of years back. So if you said yes and you registered, you get merged onto a list that triggers an autoresponder series with information on how to train for a road race, anatomy of a running shoe, prizes that you might win by you attending the race. So you're immediately validating that concept of people signing up. You're thanking them by continuing to pique their interest in continuing to show them relevant information. So the good news for Sierra's Race is not only were the emails more relevant, they also created a higher level of anticipation and excitement for the race day, which massively increased their organization. So is this starting to make any sense? Hopefully it is. If not, that's okay. What I'd encourage you to do, and I would give you a way to do this, is to play around with it a little, play around with a tool to kind of get started. But sometimes you have to step back and think about the individual pieces first before puzzling them together for a larger strategy. So what's the easiest way to sort of break this down and think about it? Just get started. Start fiddling, play around with it, work on your messaging, grow, learn from your mistakes, and put these trends into place to kickstart your marketing. So the 3-step process that is easy to follow but hard to execute. Number 1, make a plan, and I'll give you a link to look at to get some example plans to play around with, and figure out how you can help, how you can make somebody's life better. So you've created a plan on how to talk to them. What is the unique way in which you make their lives better? Finally, what's a great call to action? What can you ask somebody to do that's fairly benign, fairly small, that will help grow the relationship and lead to bigger and better things? So really what you want to do is imprint on them small small yeses, like click here, read this, so that once you develop a larger trust, then those same people will go back to you and listen more carefully when you're asking for a larger ask, like, hey, I'd really like to do business together. So I've got a couple of sort of wrapping up things for you here. If you are interested in further trainings, we do a number of these on a regular basis. We're probably going to be doing more in 2018. Easiest way to come back to something like this is to go to busyweb.com/events. We've got a full calendar there. You can sign up for all of our events there. So I talked a lot about Constant Contact today. It's a great program. It's one that we recommend for emerging businesses. And so here's a couple of links for there. If you go to busyweb.com/cc, you can actually sign up for a free 60-day trial. Don't even enter a credit card or anything like that. It allows you to play with the tool and figure out some of the concepts that we talked about here. Then finally, if you're interested in getting some sample plans, or if you just want to learn more about email marketing, the folks at Constant Contact have a great blog that I really recommend that you look at, and it's got a ton of information there. So I said that I do just one more small quick plug at the end. If you're interested in getting our emails and you haven't already, easiest way to do that is to text BUSY, B-I-Z-Z-Y, to 22828, and it'll take you through the steps to join our email list. So again, BUSY to 22828. Then finally, I wanted to thank you all for putting up with me for such a long period of time. So here's your free gift for listening to everything so far. If you go to busyweb.com/buzz, you can get a full and free website evaluation. It takes about 2 minutes to do. It's very simple to do, and it's very, very thorough. We like to focus here at BusyWeb on making sure that the people we deal with know that there are a lot of things that they're doing well, and there are a lot of things that they can improve upon, and nothing is lost. So this will tell you everything that you're doing right and everything that you could be doing better. It's completely free, takes you a couple of minutes, and I'd encourage you to do that if you really want to double down on your marketing efforts for 2018 and figure out how to be even more successful. So that's all I've got for today. Thank you all for joining me. Again, my name is Trigby. I am the Director of Buzz Development here at BusyWeb. And if you're ready to take the next steps, please give me a call. But otherwise, we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.